This is the Emergency Medical Minute, sponsored by Mile High Ambulance.
Hey EMM, we are excited to announce that we are now accepting applications for our second annual Diversity and Inclusion Award. The award is eligible to fourth-year med students identifying as underrepresented in medicine and are applying to EM residencies. We are extending 3 $200 awards to selected individuals following a blinded review of all applications. Applications will be accepted through the end of November, with winners being announced mid-December. Check out our website at www.emergencymedicalminute.org/EDI-award for all the details and to access the free application. Or you can click on the link in our show notes. Thank you.
Okay, so the medical minute I was going to do today is just on differences between normal saline and lactated ringers and why we use one versus the other. And so I think it's really helpful to kind of draw it out and get an understanding of what's in which to get a sense of why we pick one over the other. So if we're thinking of normal saline, does anyone know the milliequivalents of sodium that's in normal saline? That's exactly right. Pharmacy coming in hot, 154. So 154 is the parts of sodium. How many parts of chloride are in that too? 154, exactly. It's normal saline. It's normal saline with equal parts sodium and chloride. What's the normal sodium for the human?
For what?
Yeah, normal sodium is like 40-ish, right? So here I'm going to draw this as a little bar, okay? So this is like 154, and about normal would be like here, like 140, okay? Now, what's a normal chloride for a person?
90 or 108 or something like
Yeah, it's like 103, around 100, we can say. So about like, we'll say like down like here maybe, okay? But you're still giving them 154 of chloride, okay? So the difference between the amount of sodium that they're getting and their body, 154 to 140 is about a positive like 14 sodium, while the difference in chloride, 154 to say around 100, that's going to be positive 54 chlorides. So you're getting 14 extra sodiums, but 54 extra chlorides. So that difference there is about a net of minus 40 charge, and your body's going to be electrically neutral. You're not going to be charged. And so what you do with all this extra chloride, you excrete it through a bicarb exchanger. So you basically excrete bicarb. And bicarb is a base. And so when you're peeing all this extra base, you become acidic. So every time you're giving normal saline, you are making them acidic. Plus the pH of NS is 5.5. So essentially every time you give normal saline, the patients will get a metabolic acidosis. So I really try to avoid it because it does this. So lactated ringers, it has 130 parts of sodium, and that's obviously much, much closer. I think the chloride is about 109, so much more physiologic. So you don't really get that. pH of it is, I think, about 6.5, so much, much closer to physiologic pH. The only times I really try to use normal saline are in trauma cases where we care about the ICP, in pediatric DKA where we have to be very mindful of, again, they're like osms, and then lastly, if they've just been vomiting so much that they actually become alkalotic, in which case you give this back, you can kind of replete that. So does that all make sense? Does that all catch up? Okay, cool. Does anyone have any questions about that?
Why do we use normal saline more then?
Because it's probably historically what we've used. Also, another benefit of it is that it is compatible with a lot of medications. And so then there's kind of a question of just like ease of administration and what's more efficient for the patient and for the department and whatnot. And so that's honestly a trade-off. But medically speaking, LR, is more often than not a better fluid to use.
We'd like to thank our sponsor, Health One Continental Division, and Swedish Medical Center for their financial contributions to the EMM. Donations from them and listeners like you make it possible for us to fulfill our mission of producing and spreading free medical education to the masses. If you enjoy our show, please consider making a one-time or recurring donation to help cover our operational costs and keep the EMM awesome. Click on the link in our show notes to make a donation. Thank you for listening.